Right, so we've done our smoky eye, we've done our winged eyeliner, and now it's time for lashes. I admittedly am not a huge fan of false eyelashes. Although I like putting them on other people, I find it really fiddly and a bit of a faff putting it on myself. And I don't think I've ever managed to put them on and for them to stay on me all night. But I know that I've put them on brides and bridesmaids, and they've lasted through many hours of crying, and they've lasted the whole night. So that's great. I think there definitely is a place for them. I just am not a huge fan, but I will show you how to put them on. So you'll need a few things. You'll need your lashes, or you might have a pack like this. If I was going to buy some, I would buy Eyelaw, and I particularly like the Girls Aloud ones. They were really nice, and those are the ones that I do tend to use. They were probably, I think they were about £5. So, you know, they're not too expensive, but they're not really cheap either. I think they're really cheap ones. They're just not worth the money. And then there's individual ones as well. So the principle for the individual ones is the exact same, only you're just putting on a small one instead of a long one. So they're easier to build up, but they're a bit more time consuming. So I will show you how to do both. You need glue. This is the best glue, and it also comes in black, but this is fine. In fact, I prefer this because you can see where you've gone a bit more easily. So you need tweezers as well. So you gently use the tweezers. Oh gosh, dogs. These dogs, I tell you. So I want to show you. You just take your tweezers, go to the end and very lightly pull. You don't want to damage them at all for obvious reasons. And these ones, they come in all different sort of thickness and styles. These are, I think it was about a tenner for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for about 10 pairs. So these are the most natural looking ones. And I like that they have these extra bits because that's what you're clinging onto and pulling, as opposed to these where you've got to pull them sort of. And if you are going to use all of that, it's likely that you're going to dent the end or sort of damage it somehow. So once you've got them out, just be very gentle with them always and cut off the excess. Ooh. And then to line them, don't put any glue on, sorry, to measure them. Very gently hold them and just drop them onto the eye, and then use your tweezers or your fingers. Ooh. I'll talk you through it and then do it, because otherwise I'm gonna get into a bit of a mess, I think. So you drop them on your eye and then you sort of place them as if you were sticking them on with glue, just to see if they're too long or not. Just find them horribly fiddly. Give them a little bend as well, that helps. There we go. I think these might be a touch long. So I'm going to just take that end off. I don't always have them all the way along. I tend to have them right from the edge and then have them stop a little bit, a little way in from the inner corner. I think it just looks a little bit nicer. Right. So this is quite flexible because it's thin, but if you've got the thicker lashes, definitely give it a bit of a manipulation, because that will help when it comes to putting them on. I tend to put a blob on the back of my hand. Now you want this to go a bit tacky, So you want to give it about 30 seconds. Drop my lash. So I tend to put a dollop on my hand and then use a Q-tip. Some people go right onto the lash. I tend not to, because obviously I am often putting them on more than one person, and I don't double dip. And then put more on the two edges. And then just give it, as I say, 20 to 30 seconds so it gets a little bit tacky, so it will stick a bit better. So I tend to just carry on doing this. Another good thing to do is, if you have really dead straight lashes, give them a curl and put a coat of mascara on. Mine are quite thick, so I don't tend to do that myself. Just gives the lashes something to cling on to. So you drop them on sort of in the middle, and then you take your tweezers and you put the ends where you want them, and then you just press them into the lashes. I'm going to do it without talking. I'm going to look into my mirror. So I'm just going to drop it on. As you can see, such a faff. This is why I don't like them. The really false looking ones are easier because they've got a bigger band, but I don't like the look of them. Sometimes you just got to get in there with your fingers. If you're having troubles like this, see what I mean? I hate them. I absolutely hate them. 3D Fibre Lash mascara all the way. I know friends who aren't makeup artists, they're just very glam ladies, and they can do this so much better than I can. Absolutely fine on other people, it's just on myself. I don't know if my lashes get in the way, maybe. So I just put some more on. So with the individuals, it's the exact same principle. Put a bit on the end, let it dry for 30 seconds to get a bit tacky, and then you just put them where you want. And sometimes just on the outside is enough, and you can put, you know, several layers on. I'm going to use a little hand towel just so I can see a bit better. You can't see now. Hold them at an angle like that when you put them on, so they won't catch on your eyelashes. I think that's where I probably went wrong. And also, my eyesight isn't very good. So where you're sticking them is onto the skin, not onto the lashes, but onto the skin. And when I'm grabbing them with this, I'm grabbing them very close to the band, because you don't want to sort of put too much pressure on their false lash so that they bend and look strange. There we go. So once you've got your lashes on, just let them dry a little bit. Give them a minute or so. And then what you need to do is go back in with your eyeliner if you need to, if the glue has ruined your eyeliner. And you can then sometimes bring them together using this, or just a coat of mascara will do it. In that 30 seconds, sort of minute that I'm letting them dry, I'm either getting my tweezers like this on my fingers and just pressing them together. There you go. False lashes. I'm not a huge fan. 3D fibre lashes all the way. I hope that's been helpful anyhow. Thanks guys, and if you have any other tips or tricks, please share. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. That's how I was taught, but on myself I find it too fiddly. So if you can teach me, then advice will be gratefully received.